Hey there and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you're watching this, it's because you share a profound belief that we have a responsibility to leave this world better than we found it. Here at the Becky Valentine Foundation, we're doing exactly that by investing in education, wildlife conservation, environmental stewardship, and community impact. But to truly understand the heart of this foundation, you need to understand the woman behind it. To open up our journey today, you're going to hear from two of our board members who talk about Becky Valentine's fierce love of wildlife, education, and how her passion for these causes resonated deeply with their own.
I got involved in the Valentine Foundation at the invitation of Jerry Metter, who knew Becky personally. Becky Valentine was a very special person. She was a longtime client and became a very good friend. She came from a low-income family who couldn't afford an education for her. She had a real passion for science, technology, engineering, math. She married her husband, and they became very successful. He was a stockbroker in New York and did very well there. They did a lot of traveling, and she developed a passion for wildlife conservation. Yet they did not have any children. So when he passed, she continued to maintain their portfolio and wanted to use those funds to help children who came from low-income families pursue their education. So we put a board together that has a definite passion to pursue her mission in life. The things that Becky believed in, environmental protection, saving endangered species, wildlife, helping children that didn't have the money to go to college. Because of all that, I decided to join the board. Her goals became our goals. I had no idea, however, how good it would make me feel to be on a board where we're doing such good in the world. And we have the experience and knowledge to do the due diligence to make sure that the funds that are donated are appropriately spent. We get to see actually what we've accomplished. That's the beauty of being part of this organization.
That love for education and wildlife that Jerry and Phil spoke of wasn't just a passing interest for Becky, it was the defining characteristic of her life. Together with her husband Bruce, Becky envisioned a legacy that would ripple across generations. Our work manifests itself through incredible partnerships, and one of our closest relationships is with the Southeast Ventura County YMCA. This relationship has deep historic roots, going all the way back from Bruce Valentine's youth in the 1930s, being a YMCA counselor. Today, we honor that legacy by supporting the YMCA's Find My Genius program, a brilliant initiative designed to bridge the education gap for low-income students.
The YMCA came up with a program about 6 to 7 years ago to help underprivileged kids in education. And of course, one of Becky's passions was education for low-income and underprivileged kids. So we were one of the first and foremost funders of that program.
Let's take a brief look at the amazing work they're doing.
As I've approached my 31st year at the YMCA, there's been many highlights in my career, and I truly step back and really reflect on Find My Genius as one of the greatest accomplishments our Y has seen and I've seen. This is a population of students that need our attention, need our support.
A lot of the time education doesn't have money to do these things, and so I'm so grateful to the Valentine Foundation that they are giving us these opportunities to support our students and give them these experiences that they would never have if not for them. So thank you.
I've been teaching for almost 40 years, and the Find My Genius program is the first time in teaching that I feel like I've made a big difference in kids' lives.
We look at the foundation skills of reading and math. A lot of our English language learners are still learning language as we go, so the gap is even bigger. But we have a base assessment just to kind of see where they are, and then our teachers take that data and that's what they teach to. That student needs this student needs that. And with 20 to 3, which is what we have in our ratio of classes, you can get that individual attention. And sometimes it just takes that little bit of time and attention by a teacher to be able to fill that gap, and then they get to move on, and then they're soaring.
One of the stories that really touched my heart was hearing about a child that their favorite part of the day was lunch. And that kind of didn't sit well with me, to think about children anywhere in the world, let alone our own area, not eating breakfast or lunch was not okay, and they're falling behind in school. So the Y jumped in and created a program, Find My Genius.
The kids are served breakfast, lunch, and they get 2 snacks a day. This is so important for the kids because during the school year, they're able to get a free and reduced lunch and a free and reduced breakfast. A lot of them won't have meals at their house.
And here we are now with almost 1,000 kids annually in our program. So everyone working together, the funding there, it just makes an enormous difference for our children.
And every year the surveys our parents say, my child comes home, they're happy. They tell me what they're doing. They start feeling good about themselves, feel that they can be successful in school. And we know how important that is in kids' lives.
They are so happy to be there, and if you're happy to be someplace, you want to learn.
I really want to thank the Valentine Foundation. Without your leadership and support, we really wouldn't have launched this program to the level that we have. All of you should be very proud of what you've accomplished, and we are so thankful and just want you to know we would not have been able to do it without you.
Thank you, Valentine Foundation.
From the hills of Southern California to the depths of our ocean, our commitment to environmental stewardship takes us across the country to the University of Miami's Rosenstiel School of Marine, Atmospheric, and Earth Science. This premier global institution holds a very special place in our hearts.
The University of Miami is an institution that I firmly and absolutely adore, having attended University of Miami. But the research they're doing under the oceans, creating new coral reefs, I love to see what they're doing, and I love supporting their causes.
Our board recently conducted a due diligence trip to Miami to see our investment firsthand, including the vital work that happened aboard the Valentine Foundation research vessel. Let's look at this special piece from the Rosenstiel School, featuring the incredible research being conducted by 2 of our very own Valentine Fellows.
Hi, my name is Emily Espondu, and I'm a master's student at the University of Miami's Rosenstiel School in Dr. Diego Lehrman's Coral Restoration Lab. We just wanted to say how appreciative we are of the generous donation from the Valentine Foundation. This research vessel has held over 60 scientific expeditions, 500 scientific dives, and helped to work on over 10 different projects between the Coral Reef Futures and Coral Restoration Labs here at UM. This research vessel has also helped plant over 5,000 threatened corals.
Healthy coral reefs are essential to the economy and the ecology of Southeast Florida, and my team at the University of Miami has been restoring depleted coral reefs and coral populations for the past 15 years. I want to thank the Valentine Foundation and invite its members to come on board with us as we plant corals here in South Florida.
I'd like to personally thank the Valentine Foundation for their support of my research, education, and teaching experiences this past year. I had the pleasure of working with 2 great cohorts of undergraduate students over my 2 teaching appointments, and it was truly an honor to watch them firsthand be inspired by the work they are doing and discover new passions that will propel them through the remainder of their academic careers here at UM. Personally, for me, teaching experience is so important because I develop the ability to communicate with anyone, be it a colleague or a member of the general public, and teach them about the work I am doing. This is something that is so critically important to any high-level researcher in any field. And for that, once again, I would like to express my appreciation for your generous support of mine and many of my fellow students' education and teaching experiences.
The Valentine Foundation has a Rosenstiel section on the website, which really helps show just how much this organization has helped us. I mean, I think it's funded several people to do projects on coral restoration and several projects really helping our oceans. And for me, it helps us not only focus on the oceans, but the air I think what's unique about the Valentine Foundation is they are very intentional with where they give their funds, right? The Rosenstiel School is at MIT, right? It's a great school. It's one of the top schools, but it's not one of the ones that have infinite funding. So being able to target institutions that can really benefit from it is a wonderful plan. So the student that you support might be the one who like figures out how to stop reefs or bees, right? Or figures out how to save the air. It's an investment in the future of science.
When we look for educational partners, we look for innovative ways to help students from any background achieve their full potential. And that's exactly what we find at Kettering University. The Valentine Scholarship at Kettering University helps students who might otherwise lack the financial means get through the door. From there, Kettering's co-op model ensures that these students get hands-on, paid professional experience. These students graduate with little to no financial burden and an amazing resume that kickstarts their career right off the bat. But don't just take our word for it. Let's hear from some of the amazing Valentine scholars at Kettering University.
I really do appreciate this big opportunity. Again, it means the world to me. I've never even thought about going to a graduate school, and now I'm thinking about getting my master's in mechanical engineering. It would be the first for my family. My parents didn't even graduate high school, and college was out of the picture at that point. They went straight into the job force. So they've always been supporting family, and given such an opportunity like this is really life-changing. It's really touching, and I definitely wouldn't be here without the amazing donations. It's really groundbreaking for my family, and my family's so supportive of me and so proud of me more than anything.
Well, I can tell you from the get-go, right at the bat, that I would not be here without the Valentine Foundation Scholarship.
It's helped me greatly, especially for the first year, get me started and ease the thought of having to have so much debt.
The scholarship has made it possible for me to go to school, not just as means of education, but also it's allowed me to succeed without having to work a job while I'm in school and while I'm at co-op term.
All the opportunity that I have here and all the experience I've had have all just been made possible because scholarships like this one.
What attracted me to Kettering was the fact that I'd be able to actually get hands-on experience before I'd graduate.
What attracted me the most about the co-op program was I learned really well with my hands.
Getting out in the field and getting my hands dirty right off the bat at 18 years old is kind of a game changer.
Well, I think the first advantage from going to Kettering is the co-ops and the way that gives you so much experience.
I have been in the field as a test engineer for 5 years, which I think comes out to 2.4 cumulative of straight solid work experience. And with that, I have gained ridiculous amounts of knowledge about how to work in the workforce.
As a Kettering graduate, I think one big advantage I'll have is a focus on theory and practice. A lot of other universities just focus on theory.
An advantage of Kettering students over traditional students would be that they are able to gain knowledge from their co-op members. So the people that supervise them are able to hand down past experience.
And it really is a life-changing thing to be able to come here and get this education.
A couple months out of enrollment, I got an email from the Valentine Foundation Scholarship that I was accepted into their program. And that sole email changed the decision of where I was going to go to school, because I was not sure how I was going to pay for the school. I mean, no one in my family comes from money, and I was working at a minimum wage job. So without this scholarship, I probably wouldn't be here, and my family probably would be a lot more strained financially had we not had this opportunity. The thank you letters I've written over the course of years, I have poured my heart and soul into because I mean it. This is the single vessel that's getting me here through this school. financially is this scholarship.
Thank you to the Valentine Foundation for giving me this opportunity.
I just want to say thank you to the Valentine Foundation.
Thank you to the Valentine Foundation Scholarship.
Thank you so much to the Valentine Foundation Scholarship for giving me this opportunity to attend such a prestigious university.
While we fight for the opportunity of these incredible scholars, we also fight for the planet's animals that don't have a voice. Becky Valentine's love of wildlife was legendary among those who knew her.
Yeah. Becky was an interesting person. I spent some time at her home. We would talk about what was going on in the market and the environment. And if you walked outside, she had bird feeders, squirrel feeders. She had all kinds of little devices to help restore these animals to the environment. My wife and I both would spend time with her and see what she was doing with all these animals. So that was something that we really enjoyed seeing with her. It was very passionate.
From taking care of backyard animals to protecting endangered species across the world, that wild spirit drives our partnership with the Wildlife Conservation Society.
A partnership with a funder like the Becky Valentine Foundation, where it feels like a real honest partnership, that's where you can have such success, when a funder isn't just giving money, but they actually want to understand the impact and they want to know what kind of a difference that they're making with their gifts. I think that's what sets the trustees from the Valentine Foundation apart from some other foundations that I've worked with.
I absolutely agreed with Becky in saving endangered species in the planet, preserving the rainforest, preserving the habitat of endangered species. Our world is a very symbiotic relationship between us, the human beings, and animals. And by preserving this species, we've preserved it for humankind as well. It's amazing to see the things that we're accomplishing in the world, basically saving species from extinction.
Hi, I'm Liz Bennett, Vice President for Species Conservation at the Wildlife Conservation Society. Here at WCS, we're extremely grateful to the Valentine Foundation for supporting WCS since 2018 in our mission to save wildlife and wild places. Science shows that well-designed, well-managed protected areas are critical for conserving biodiversity, for helping to curb climate change, and for supporting local livelihoods. But today, only 15% of the world's land and 7% of the ocean are protected. We must do more before it's too late. That's why WCS is working to advance the goal of protecting 30% of our planet by 2030, doubling the area of land and more than tripling the expanse of ocean under protection. Momentum is building. Almost 200 countries have pledged their support for this 30 by 30 target. With your continued support, we can protect wildlife around the globe by protecting nature's strongholds. We're proud to help carry on the legacy of Mr. and Mrs. Valentine. On behalf of all of us at WCS, thank you to the board and staff of the Valentine Foundation. We appreciate your generosity and commitment to wildlife conservation. The short clip that follows highlights some of our shared priorities and accomplishments.
The loss of nature and our changing climate are not two separate crises, but rather two sides of the same coin. One cannot be reversed without addressing the other. And it is nature itself that presents the greatest opportunity to determine our course. At WCS, we save wildlife and wild places by leading with science, fieldwork, partnerships, and policy. Key species recover fastest at sites where we've worked longest, with a 40% increase in tiger populations in the past decade alone. We have created more than 325 protected areas and connected 400 million visitors to nature at our New York City zoos and aquarium. With your support, there is so much more we can do to secure a future that is wild for all, to secure a future for us all. We discover, we protect, we inspire. What other choice have we got? This pale blue dot, our ship, all else the sea.
Protecting 30% of the planet by 2030 is an inspiring vision, one that requires more than simply drawing lines on a map. Working with local populations and having an active, aggressive defense on the ground is necessary to ensure that our oceans, land, and wildlife are not just protected from the effects of climate change, but also the international criminal networks that are actively stripping those habitats of life. Wildlife trafficking has grown into a multi-billion-dollar illegal industry. It causes catastrophic ecosystem disruption, fuels global disease outbreaks, and funds criminal syndicates that actively destabilize border regions. To ensure the areas we protect remain safe, the Becky Valentine Foundation Board officially voted to fund the Wildlife Conservation Society's Global Counter-Wildlife Trafficking Program. Operating across 35 countries, WCS tackles this threat through on-the-ground enforcement training, advanced crime science, and direct community partnerships. Because of this relentless framework, the proof of performance is undeniable. Over 2,100 wildlife trafficking cases have been directly supported globally. Over 10,000 law enforcement officers, prosecutors, and community members have been trained, and over 3,200 intelligence and information reports have been shared with government and private sector partners to intercept poachers. We choose our partners based on tangible results. In the Republic of Congo, this exact enforcement framework has successfully stabilized forest elephant and ape populations over the last 15 years, and even dismantled networks of high-profile ivory traffickers. Meanwhile, in Indonesia, WCS worked to provide priority poachers with honest, alternative livelihoods, driving illegal snaring down by a staggering 90%. By funding these tactical frontline operations, the Becky Valentine Foundation is helping defend the very places the 30 by 30 initiative aims to save. As we look back at everything we've accomplished, the question becomes what's next? Becky's vision was never static. It was meant to grow and adapt to meet the world's most pressing challenges, and that's exactly what we're doing. The Becky Valentine Foundation is thrilled to announce that we're expanding our programs through our newest partnership with Scripps Institution of Oceanography. Most people look at the California coast and see the waves, surfers, and sunshine. But just beneath the surface lies one of the most productive ecosystems on Earth. Giant kelp is more than just seaweed. It's one of the fastest growing organisms on the planet, up to 2 feet in a single day. These underwater skyscrapers form a massive three-dimensional world that defines our coastline, protecting it from erosion while providing a home for countless fish and wildlife. They're the ultimate nurseries, hosting over 1,000 species, from napping sea otters to our state fish, the Garibaldi. But they do more than just house locals. They act as a natural buffer against storm surges and pull carbon out of our atmosphere even faster than forests on land. But there's a silent crisis unfolding. A combination of rising ocean temperatures and exploding urchin populations has turned lush forests into desolate barrens. In some areas, we've lost 90% of this habitat, silencing entire ecosystems. We at the Becky Valentine Foundation refuse to watch these essential underwater forests disappear. We're stepping up to help restore what's been lost.
I've just restored my diving license so that I can go down and spend some time with Scripps Institute and see what they're doing underneath the water. Living in Southern California all my life and seeing this kelp and all the little animals that live there actually disappearing has been devastating. We truly have a passion to bring that back.
This new chapter represents the true evolution of the mission Becky gave us. We're looking to the horizon, ensuring that our core pillars of education, conservation, and animal welfare continue to thrive far into the future. But as we chart these new territories, the reality becomes clear. We can't do it alone. In order to keep funding scholarships, protect our oceans and wildlife, and ensure our natural world remains beautiful for generations to come, we need your help. We believe that every single act of generosity matters, and today, we're inviting you to come support this mission at whatever level feels right for you. If you're a first-time donor, your support provides the immediate resources to keep our daily programs running. If you represent a business or an organization, corporate partnerships allow us to scale our community impact and fund local programs. And for those looking to make a significant, lasting statement, major immediate gifts and planned gifts provide us with the resources necessary to ensure our foundation is a guardian of youth, wildlife, and our planet for generations to come. But no matter the size or the shape of your contribution, you are a vital part of the Becky Valentine Foundation family. Together, we can ensure that the opportunities that Becky created and the beautiful planet that we all love so much can remain protected for generations to come. Thank you so much for your time, your heart, and your partnership. Let's create a brighter tomorrow together.